It is no secret that the music genre is open for experimentation. It is well documented that many Japanese developers add their own mix into the blend of what I like to call eccentric music games. The game that popularized it was Parappa the Rapper in the original PS1. Like many games that follow afterwards, players were tasked with playing the musical cues that appear on screen, and said characters that you press on the musical cues will play out the song. It was a fresh take on the music genre, but as years gone by, the music games have gotten a bit stale. I mean, DDR was on its 20th iteration, it's a joke, and Parappa the Rapper 3 was lackluster as it could be. Here is where Koei and Ines come into the mix. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce that name. Anyways, known for making the Dynasty Warriors series and the Beat Mania series respectively, came in like a wrecking ball. Okay, who's the hell is doing this? Came in like a hot skitty on Whaler action. Okay, that's fucking disgusting. Came in like a scriptwriter. Is this a pot shot at me or am I ghostwriter? Came in like 6ix9ine's permanent record. Okay, you can off with that. Came out of nowhere like a breath of fresh air. Seriously? Is this all we could come up with? That's it, I'm hiring another ghostwriter because I can't handle all these edits. Originally released on the PS2 in 2001 for Japan and 2002 worldwide. However, there is a PSP version called Gitaroo Man Lives, which is the version I'll be playing on. Plus the PS2 version prices are pretty high, so there's that elephant in the room.
Gitaroo Man.
Was that the game? You know what, let me reset it.
Gitaroo Man.
Yep, that's definitely a sexy voice right. Quite a way to introduce the game too. And it's not like this is the only time we hear it, because whenever we complete a stage, we always hear this.
You win.
Oh yes, baby, say that again. What the fuck? This is recorded? I swear I'm not sick. You know what? Let's move on. This is quite awkward. Let's roll on to the next clip. Before we start off looking at the game, can we just mention how awesome this intro is? Everything about it just screams Japanese. You got the colorful accents, the typical anime characters. Hell, even the damn songs is full of J-Rock fun. And I'm not the biggest fan of J-Rock. It sounds like the band of Pillows. You know, the band that plays music for the anime Fooly Cooly? They both almost got that garage rock sound to the music. With that being said, all the fun ends with an inspirational message. I'll read this for my best impression of the narrator and why I wear smooth moves. Time to increase the monotony. The dreams I've abandoned couldn't have come true. I have other dreams I haven't given up on. They still shine bright. They still light my way. Then our main characters proceed to think about donuts and the love of their life respectively. Way to kill the theme, guys. Good job. So what is the story, Gitaroo Man? You follow the story of a boy named Mew1. No, I'm not kidding about that. That is actually his real name. He is one number off from the actual YouTube bomber. Next thing you know, there will be a kid that's named B52. So of course, with a weird name like that, U1 is in the bottom of the social totem pole. I'm kidding about that first part. He actually has no self-confidence, and as a result of that, he has no friend.
I will too succeed. No, wait, maybe not. I'm pathetic.
The only friend U1 has is his talking dog, Puma, who is basically a smartass, but in a good way to get his confidence backed up.
Yo, you won. Kanzi been pecking on you again? You're really totally useless, aren't you?
Later, it is revealed that Puma is not a normal dog. Well, I mean, duh, he fucking talks. But besides that, he transforms into a boombox thing called Puma AC30. That's one number off from being an AC-130. Okay, enough with the fighter plane references, I'll stop. Like any normal kid, U1 is trying to impress the girl that he likes. In this case, it is Pico, this pink hair chick.
What are you doing? Practicing your skateboarding move?
Seriously, what is up with Japan and chicks with dyed hair as their natural hair color? Just when you thought Bulma was at the end of that trope, boy was everyone wrong. Getting back to the plot, U1's trying his best impression to be cool as always, but he always gets shot down by the school bully Kazuya, who happens to be around Pico all the time.
Remember how easily I tripped you up yesterday? You can't do anything, let alone skateboard. Face it, you'll never succeed. Not in 100 million years.
Well, I was sending this game to portray my middle school years. I ain't liking this one bit at all. So after the tutorial, and a couple of stages later that involves a devil wearing diapers, don't ask, blame Japan, and the UFO looking robot with a keyboard, like I said, Japan, we come to realize that U1 is an heir to the legendary Gitaroo Man. An intergalactic superhero with the power of music on his side to defend the universe against evil. We don't know how this came to be, but let's be real, this is a rhythm game. The story takes a backburner for a more quirky story and some hit or miss voice acting. Seriously, look at this part.
Eternity.
Why you?
You can do it!
So tell me, what do you do?
I can do it.
What, defeat me?
I can.
Not you.
Can too.
You're a loser.
Am not.
Always made fun of.
No way.
Always dumb.
Never.
Always running.
No.
Always failing.
No.
Failing all things.
No.
Can't do anything.
Yes, I can.
How the developer of this game even improved with this exchange in the dialogue? Granted, U1 is just a kid, but the fact that Zoe stoops down to his level shows that the game doesn't take itself too seriously. Look at Parappa the Rapper. He believes that anything in life can be solved by just believing.
Yeah, I know. I gotta believe.
Can't beat this fucking lingering soul. I'm critical mode. This is my goddamn patience.
I got a solution.
What's the solution, Mr. Know-It-All?
You gotta believe.
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you wanna test me, I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach ya. Sure to beat ya. Nevertheless, you'll get a lesson from teacher. Now kick, punch.
Why you gotta kick me in the Why? Holding off on the story because that will come into play later on. We gotta squeeze some time to talk about the gameplay because that's a big part of this game alone. The controls for this game are pretty simple. You are to use the analog and the face buttons. The face buttons are used to tap the corresponding button command that comes to the center of the screen. The analog stick is used for the guitar portions of the song in conjunction with the circle button. The songs are broken down to 3 different stages: charge, battle, and final. The charge phase is where you can fill up your health, indicated by the green bar on the top left screen. The more commands you execute, the more health you get, which in turn you get extra points for health alone. The battle stage is subdivided into 2 portions, the attack phase and the defense phase. These 2 stages alternate depending on the song. The attack phase is the portion of the music where you can lower your opponent's health through the use of the guitar notes. The defense phase is where you use the face buttons to avoid enemy attacks. Miss any set of buttons during any of those phases, you lose part of your health. The higher difficulties penalize you hard for missing notes, so it's best to get used to the mechanics of the game before diving in. At least it doesn't have bad input lag like Parappa the Rapper HD on PS4. Now that's just fucked up to handle. Finally, we have the final phase. That sounds redundant. Once your opponent is low on HP, just wail out an epic guitar solo to bring the enemy down to their knees. This is usually the best part of the song too, because these finales are awesome as hell to hear. Did I forget to mention that this song has a kick-ass soundtrack? Because it does, and is awesome. Granted, I'm not the type of person to have these songs in my playlist, let alone any OSTs, but that's a discussion for another day. But that's still good music, good enough to help out a script writing session. Like what I'm doing right now. Each song is a different genre, going from a hip-hop jazz fusion to an upbeat pop song and a romantic unplugged session.
Oh, yeah.
What is the lady with the sexy voice trying to say? You sick son of a bitch, you're only 10! As Professor Oak's voice echoed, there's a time and place for everything, but not now! All songs are great, but my favorite song has to go to the legendary theme shown in the second to last stage of the campaign. This guitar solo is impeccable and is intensified when Kira, who coincidentally is a Pico lookalike, joins in on the solo. Like an actual rock concert, there's always gotta be a solo to bring the audience together, like what is happening right now. What sucks about this game is the fact that you can't enjoy what is going on in the background because you have to pay attention to the notes coming down the screen. It is like Elite Beat Agents, also made by Inus. When you try to take your eyes off the bottom screen, you're only setting yourself up for failure. It hurts the most during the Flying O stage. Everybody dances to the beat of the song, and not to mention well animated too. So much is happening that it's a shame that you are focused on something else. Pairing along with the music is the way how the visuals look. It's like every rhythm game has its own unique art style to portray our characters. Parappa the Rapper has a 2D look in a 3D world, which in turn makes the characters look like something out of Paper Mario, or Elite Beat Agents, where the stories of each stage are portraying the style of comic books, with panels and speech bubbles to go along with it too. In Gitaroo Man, the characters are 3D, but their facial features are animated in 2D. It gives the game a cartoonish feel, which adds to the quirkiness of the game. It could be something that could be picked up for an anime or early Saturday morning cartoon just by the looks alone. The design of the characters and villains look amazing too. While graphically they are nothing to hit home, but you can at least tell they are villains because of the way how they are designed. I mean, who the hell wears a bee costume in public? Like seriously, don't these people know I'm allergic to bees? Now that is evil in my eyes, say the bees though. Getting back to the story, U1's still denying that he's Gitaroo Man because as you know, he is still trying to get with Pico. By the way, Puma just dragged U1 in response to what he said.
If you live in your dreams, you got no future, you won.
Puma, he's just a kid. What are you trying to do? So in the middle of U1's bitching, Puma explains that he must collect all the guitars to gain great power. Guitars are basically arrow star looking things when you beat the level. That is when they were interrupted by Mojo King B, who happens to have an awesome music as stated before when I was talking about the music. Oh, why the hell not? I'll put a clip of the music because it's just that good. After that, Puma suddenly becomes R2-D2 and plays the projection of a plea for help. Except it's not Princess Leia. We only got this old guy named Miranda. Through his entire spiel, we can finally put a name to the villains of this game. They're known as the Gravillians, and they've imprisoned Miranda and many others on the planet Gitaroo. So how do we get there, you may ask? Well, Puma conveniently whips out a ship for us to travel. What? It's a video game. It's supposed to be nonsensical. Funny thing, Puma puts you on the ship against his own will, and afterwards we're given an intermission that states, "Everything in life is the consequence of your own acts." You know, that's very deep, man. Hold on, let me hit up another spliff so I can vibe with this. Master of the waves! Conveniently flying through space, the ship is attacked by Benkei, a robotic space fish looking type thing. Now let me tell you, this level is fucking hard. When you're playing it for the first time through, I might have failed like 3 times in this level. Out of all the great music of this game, this is probably the weakest link. Just plain old drum and bass, and that is pretty much it. It's not like you can defeat Benkei either, this is an all defense stage. So in the end, it's a fight of endurance. It is not until the next stage that we can defeat him. This part always makes me smile as a music fan because I'm such a sucker for reggae and ska, and this stage does almost everything right. You got the slow tempo, the elongated notes, a little bit of a DJ scratch in between. However, U1's parts kinda kill the song a bit due to how out of place these notes are. Take a listen. Forgot to mention this too, but this band is following us everywhere, like our own personal cheerleading squad. I don't care who they are, but I fucking love it. That is all. After taking a hard landing to planet Gitaroo, U1 and Puma are left stranded on an island till a girl who doesn't at all look like Pico, it's sarcasm you can't tell, comes out of nowhere. Her name is Kira. Also, doesn't any one of our main characters find it strange that she just waltzed in after they crashed? Seems kinda suspicious if you ask me. So in typical sappy love story fashion, U1 plays a romantic song for her, and it's probably the most calming song I ever heard in the game. Just an unplugged session of what eventually becomes the more iconic song in the game. So as cliche this story can ever be, Puma is taken away while we were sleeping. Also Kira is gone too. I wonder why? Falling for Zoe's trap, U1 is taken to a prison site where Miranda and the rest of the rebels are being kept along with Puma being held by a crane. Before we can save him, we have to go to the Sandbone Trio. In the middle of U1 dodging a blast, said blast is enough to set Puma free where he could once again use the guitar to take the trio down. Another memorable song with a Latin blend and an old western flair to end off the stage. Before we meet up with Zoe, we have to go to Gregorio III and his haunted cathedral. This stage is balls kicking hard in the later parts of the defense stage. To give the benefit of the doubt, it's near the final stage and I wouldn't mind a bit of a challenge. Also, I fucking love metal. Listen to the bridge with a bit of a drum solo to transition to the next verse. Oh yeah. Just how I like it, quick and to the point. So after taking his guitar, we meet Zoe at the grand stage in order to face his strongest soldier, Kira. Color me impressed, game. U1 not able to focus because he can't just battle the one person that looks like his crush. I mean, do you want to melt your crush's face by shredding out a godly solo? Cause I know I won't. So he breaks out the legendary sword in order to win her back.
I won't fight you, Kira! The real enemy is Zoe!
This of course upsets Zoe, who goes into a spaz the fuck out mode, which rustles U1's jimmies, and holy fuck they've been rustled to the point of no return, cause he just mega evolved in front of everyone's eyes and he's out for Zoe's head.
Because what? I can do it because I'm Gitaroo!
Now I gotta tell you guys something. I have 30 minutes of footage on just this stage alone. I can tell you that after many times restarting, many sections are random, so it's not like you can muscle your way through the stage. You have to be on edge the whole time, or else one note can fuck up. Let Jesus take the wheel for you in some parts. Enough for him to beat this blasted stage and send Zoe to the darkest pits of space.
It's over, Zoe! This is it!
The legendary Gitaroo.
I got blisters on my fingers! U1 lands in Puma's ship and they are sent zooming back home without even saying a goodbye to everyone. Jeez, Puma, kind of a dick move you just pulled off. I would have given you up for adoption on that alone. After being back at his planet, U1 meets up with Pico, who we come to find out this whole adventure happened during summer break. Quite a way to spend it if you ask me. Then of course, he is interrupted by who else but Kazuya. Working up the confidence to stand up to his bully, he pulled this off and took Pico away from Kazuya.
Bang!
Wow.
Let's go, Pico!
Okay.
U1 is now Mr. Steel Girl all of a sudden. Also, what the hell was this? I too will be just as confused like Kazuya was. I'll be speechless at this point. But above all else, that is the end of the game. Kind of a weird way to end, but it shows that U1 has changed as a person in this journey of confidence boosting. I definitely needed that. You know what? Perfect way to end this off. I'll read off a quote from the IGN review about this game. As IGN states, the game has niche all over, but everyone had ought to do their very best to make that niche as large as possible. That I can actually agree with, because there are a ton of games that need more attention out there. Gitaroo Man's blend of quirky yet interesting gameplay keeps you seated in the game throughout the whole time, and it's quite a breath of fresh air too. Very different compared to the many iterations of DDR and the many iterations of Rock Band and Guitar Hero that were out. Not to mention, this game will hold up in the modern world today. Its gameplay, its amazing soundtrack, and not to mention its offbeat characters will fit in today's brand of gaming. To put it simply, IGN also stated, the world deserves a Guitar Hero 2. Hence over my final score of Guitar Hero deserves
You win!
out of 10. Also, can anyone in Kohei out there hook me up with that sexy chick's phone number? Because I want to test out my newfound confidence on her.